Well, the Secretary of Defense is criticizing the Iraqi military for running away from Ramadi and running away from ISIS and turning about a third of Iraq over to the al-Qaeda-based group. That's who they are, Wahhabists out of Saudi Arabia. That's who runs the whole operation. That's who coaches it. That's who funds it. And then of course, they've got more than half of Syria now and are making gains. And it's very interesting that our own government openly funded these groups and then now is criticizing the Iraqi military because they can't defeat them, when it's our government and our media and our political elite that went into Iraq, destabilized the country, kicked out the government, and then now have basically broken it in three parts: Kurd, Shiite, and Sunni. Sunnis, the main group that al-Qaeda is within. And they just think the public is so geopolitically illiterate that they're not aware of what's happened here. This is the planned breakup of Iraq and Syria, which General Wesley Clark admitted to 10 years ago in 2 different speeches he gave, and which has been partially declassified. So coming up at the bottom of the hour, I have several mainstream news articles reporting on Judicial Watch. Just got a Defense Intelligence classified report from 2012 admitting the plan to put al-Qaeda, a.k.a. ISIS, in control of Syria. Talk about a war crime. And that's not blaming our rank-and-file troops or even the top generals who've been vehemently against this. That's why that 2 years ago they said we're not going to be the Air Force for al-Qaeda to overthrow Assad. And they had to back off part of this plan. But that's who runs our country, and that's the orders that are being given to the Pentagon to carry out. And it's caused the greatest internal mutiny against tyranny I think I've ever seen in my study of 240 years of the U.S. government. So some very positive things are happening. I mean, if Obama ordered the military to nuke every U.S. city, would it be treason for them not to follow the order? No, it'd be treason to follow the order. We've now reached Hitlerian levels with the bureaucracy and the executive branch at the top. They are out of their minds, insane. Here are the articles. They're up on Infowars.com. Secret Pentagon report reveals U.S. created, that's close quote, ISIS as a, quote, tool to overthrow Syrian President Assad. Now, I know you know that, and Colonel Schaefer's been on, and Dr. Corsi's been on, and countless experts. But now Judicial Watch has the smoking gun. Huge. DIA docs. West wants a Salafist principality in eastern Syria in order to isolate the Syrian regime. Again, that's declassified. And who is that? That's Wahhabist Sunni Muslim Brotherhood. So that's just some of what is coming up today on that front. Simply huge. But mainstream media will not report on this, and that's why they're losing all their viewers and all their readers. Here's a headline. RIP. Over 100 newspapers dumped in a year, ads down 50%, circulation hits bottom. That's what's happening to the mainstream media. And no amount of manipulation is going to save them. That's why they want to try to censor the new media, because we explode, we grow, because we tell the truth. We at least try to tell the truth. We don't have all the answers. We're not perfect. But our heart's in the right place, and we've got a much better scorecard than they do. We'll talk about that more. Our elite are so arrogant that 5 years ago they began spending now $5 billion out of the U.S. alone, billions more out of NATO, billions out of Saudi Arabia, probably $1 billion out of Turkey, to fund jihad, Muslim Brotherhood, Wahhabist Sunni, al-Qaeda. I mean, they fly the al-Qaeda stinking flag. The military finally said, no, we're not going to be part of this. It made me cry. It was such a moment of finally seeing a soul left in our country. So they just changed the name to ISIS, had them invade Iraq, gave them a bunch of weapons caches. They've now turned back into Syria. They've taken back the area they lost. They've got over half the country now. Some estimates are 2/3. And good people in our government have leaked it. It's Judicial Watch. It's up on Infowars.com. Secret Pentagon report reveals U.S. created, not the U.S., criminals that have hijacked the country. Just like TPP, they're going to say that's the U.S. No, it's not. It's secret. If you run me over with your car, I didn't help you run me over. So I want it to be clear. The majority of American people are not for this. The polls show that. We just have an occupied government. That's why, if you were the globalists, what would you be worried about? A peaceful revolution through the states to take the country back. That's why the whole system's set up to shut down states' rights. That's why they want to get riots going locally everywhere, for the feds to come in as the savior to save us from the local police. Give me a break. The local police are the least of our problems. Secret Pentagon report reveals U.S. created ISIS as a tool to overthrow Syria's President Assad. Judicial Watch shows that Western governments deliberately allied with al-Qaeda and other Islamist extremist groups to topple Syrian dictator Bashir Assad. By the way, people are going to say, Alex, we already know this. In fact, in the comments on InfoWars, they're like, Alex, we knew this 5 years ago. We've heard all the guests. It's well known. I mean, Assad's been saying, well, why is this news? Because the actual document has now been leaked to Judicial Watch, highly respected. And the president of Iraq has come out 3 times and said that criminal elements of our government are aiding al-Qaeda right now and ISIS, same group. And they're aiding them to get across the border and attack the U.S. And you're like, you mean they're real terrorists? Yes, they're real terrorists. Real in that at the grassroots, they're real. Up the line, they're Western intelligence controlled. But it's beyond Western intelligence. 95% of the CIA is involved in this, probably 99%. 99% of the FBI. After 9/11, there were FBI agents in the news, including their deputy director, who died on 9/11. He was in it a week before going, it's like al-Qaeda runs the FBI. We try to stop them and we're blocked. Because they do. It's not al-Qaeda running it. The people that run al-Qaeda are above the FBI. And now it's all coming out. This is coffin nails to the globalist. This is devastating. This is coming out. By the way, conspiracy theorists are causing militants to abandon ISIS. Al-Qaeda has officially put out videos, ISIS, attacking Infowars.com. And now they say that conspiracy theories claiming that don't join ISIS, they really work for the globalist, is causing them to not get new recruits. This is officially from the ISIS official website and videos. And, of course, you know who the tip of the spear of that is, Infowars.com. But, look, I don't want the credit. It's people in the military. It's the general public. It's Judicial Watch. It's Colonel Schaefer. It's countless others saying they won't be part of this. The point is, though, here we are again. Here you are, the millions of listeners, putting this info out, affecting world change. So good job.
Celebrate the spirit of freedom and liberty upon which our nation was founded at InfoWarsShop.com. Molon Lave is ancient Greek for come and take it. This popular design combines both classic Greek Spartan imagery with modern M16 assault rifles. Now available in women's tees and proudly made in the USA. And now you can protect yourself from corrupt cops with the InfoWars dash cam. It's your car's black box that records all that the driver sees and hears. And introducing the Block It Pocket. It renders your phone undetectable while protecting your private data and your health. Or take back your privacy and protect your personal information by getting your very own Detractor cell phone pouch. So get incredibly high-quality, freedom-based products and help fund the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.